Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. For Easy, Nick, and Chris, I am Spencer. We appreciate you for joining. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Woodward Sports. All right, let's talk Tigers. It is Tigers. The Gritty Tigs are in full effect. Obviously, they swept the Houston Astros, those cheaters, out of their home in Minute Maid Park. And now they're on to Cleveland to play the Guardians.
The gods.
But the question is, who's going to get the start on Saturday? Oh my God, he is on his deathbed, dude.
It's gross to look at.
Bro looks like Palpatine.
That's literally
It looks like the SpongeBob worm. The old worm in SpongeBob.
What are we selling?
Woody Page is not looking good. Oh man, that's I love Woody Page. But okay, Tigers Saturday versus the Guardians in Cleveland. Who's on the mound for you, Nick?
God, it's so sad.
I was going to say Reese Olson to start game one because I think giving Skubal the extra rest, which he's been on, is going to come so crucial when it comes to keeping him healthy and keeping him sharp. And as sharp as he's been all season, we need top line Tariq Skubal if we are going to go on this magical run. And I was going to say Reese Olson until I thought about this Cleveland Guardians lineup. A lot of lefties. And that's why game one, I'm coming at you with Brant Herter, big, tall lefty, to start this game, set the tone, take care of Steven Kwan, take care of Josh Naylor, hopefully take care of Ramirez, set the tone for the rest of this game, kind of like the way we did it with Tyler Holton game two in Houston. I'm going with Brant Herter, and I'm saving Tariq Skubal for game two on rest. That's where I'm starting this one off. Spenny, where are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You can't start with a righty in this lineup because you've got Quan, he's a lefty. Obviously, Jose Ramirez is a switch hitter, and then Josh Naylor is a lefty as well. It's much like what they've been seeing in Houston with the Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez trio, where you got two lefties in there that are going to mesh in the top of this lineup. I am going with Tariq Skubal. Tariq Skubal has been the best pitcher in baseball. This is the playoffs. These are the amount of times you get to rest. This is what happens when the playoffs come around. My reasoning is you win game one with Tariq Skubal. Then all you have to do in a home and home in games 2 and 3 is win one of those games, win one of games 2 and 3, and then you have Skubal in game 4 at home to close out the series. That is what I'm doing. That is my route because then after that, Skubal gets full rest and will be ready to start game 1 of the ALCS. I am looking towards that. I am looking towards we need Skubal on the mound to set a tone in the Guardians' home. In the start of the series, you win game 1, you put Skubal out there. Then you have game 2 in Cleveland, game 3 in Detroit. If you win one of those games, game 4 in Detroit, Skubal back on the mound to win the series. That's what I would be doing.
So the way I'm looking at it, Spenny, is for me, if you're going kind of the bullpen day, which we've seen game 1 in this series, then by the time you already put Skubal out there game 2, you're not going to need as many bullpen guys. Skubal's going to go at least 6 innings of quality work where you do not have to do all these matchups throughout a whole entire game. So by the time you get to game 3, all of those bullpen arms are healthy again, ready to line it up, ready to go. And when it comes down to it, I believe you steal one in Cleveland, no matter what. Then you got to win 2 of 3, and 2 of those 3 final games are at home. But most importantly, you get Skubal game 5 back in Cleveland if you need to. So you still get him for 2 starts throughout this series. You get him game 2 in Houston and game 5 in Houston if need be. You want your AL Cy Young, your leader of your team, the guy who sets the tone for everything in the hardest games.
Yeah.
And that's why, if need be, game 5 in Cleveland, I don't want anybody else on the mound besides my goddamn ace on good rest in Tariq Skubal. That's why I'm starting him game 2 and game 5 if need be. Because I believe the way it sets up, your bullpen gets enough rest before game 3. because they're going game one.
And
I think that's the way I believe it's going to work out, and I think that's what the Tigers are going to do here.
I'm not holding my cards. I'm not relying on if need be. If we get to game 5, then we get Skubal again. No, I'm guaranteeing 2 starts from Skubal in this series in games 1 and 4. I'm not holding it in case we get to a game 5. You put Skubal out there game 1, you win that game. Then you have 2 and 3. In game 2, you go hard with the bullpen and do what you need to do to get the win there. Game 3, you give it to Olsen or Job and have them start. Maybe you can win in game 3 too. That would be awesome. If not, you got Skubal game 4 at home. You don't go back to Cleveland. You don't, if need be, use Skubal. You use him to win the series at home and close out the Guardians.
Yeah, and I just want to say too, like the math gets really tough really fast in a best-of-5 series. Like if you lose game 1, you now have to win 3 of the next 4 games to advance. That's how it works. So for the Tigers, why would you not want to put yourself in an advantageous position where game 1 you immediately put the pressure on Cleveland. You immediately keep the momentum rolling that you've built all throughout these last 2 months now. I would personally start Skubal game 1 so that you keep that momentum going, and then you did what you needed to do. You took a game in Cleveland, and now you're going back for 2. And if you win that second one, house money. Boom, you're in great position. Yeah. But you're playing with house money as opposed to then playing from behind. Playing from behind in the series. You never want to play from behind in the series. You always want to be the leader. You see the numbers every time. Every time the winner of game 1 usually wins the series. It's always a big indicator because it puts that pressure on the team that loses it.
I look at how they got there, and it's been with that pressure, and it's been with that chaos. As much as I want to say, like, go with what's working, giving them 6 days and what you've been in routine, just the chaos, the pressure. Look at how many at-bats they try to get with these pitchers
playoffs
to put the pressure on these guys.
Yeah.
If you win game 1, that's automatic pressure on the next day's starter, regardless, no matter what. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of on the aggressive side of it. Start Skubal game 1.
Yeah. I think you have to because I don't want a game 5. I'm not planning for a game 5. I'm planning on slamming the door shut in Detroit. And if you do start Skubal game 1, you are guaranteed, well, not guaranteed technically, but you're going to win that game. So you're going to get 2 starts of Skubal in this series. There isn't a game 5. Start Skubal game 1, do AJ Hinch masterclass with the bullpen in game 2. Then game 3, you can have a starter of Olsen or Job or someone like that. Game 4, Skubal again, close it out at home. Forget game 5, not even thinking about it. And then you have a 6-day or 5-day rest for Skubal into game 1 of the American League Championship Series.
I think it's you that said it, or maybe it's something I read or heard in a presser, but they likened like AJ Hinch's like play style or coaching style to just be the first one at 27 outs.
Yeah.
Race that 27 outs. And I feel like this playoff series may be that same way. Just race those first 4 games and be done with it, or 3 games in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously like where you guys are coming from when it's at a point to staying hot in this run that we've been on. It's magical. But fellas, let's not forget, Tree Skubal's still a young pitcher here. He is our ace that we have to depend on. I get that. But in the last 2 seasons combined, between 22 and 23, he pitched 197 innings. This year, he's pitched 192. This guy's arm is on a tear right now, and I think it's because we've been so good with him when it comes to starts. We haven't been pushing him to this limit that we haven't asked him to go to. And yes, I get it. It's the playoffs.
It is the playoffs.
You are going to have to, and you are right now our only starter. But I believe when he's at his best, it is on that 5 days starting. You're already rushing him up a day from what that is. I just don't know if I see that being Skubal at its best.
I do.
When he is the end-all, be-all of this playoff run. If Skubal is not his sharpest, this team's not going to go really anywhere.
Skubal is good enough. Skubal is his stuff is good enough. He is mentally strong enough to have 1 day less rest in the playoffs. I'm not accepting that as an excuse. I understand that that's what they've done this year, and it's worked, but this is the playoffs. It's a new season. It's a new year. This is what you got to do. And this is how you get to the American League Championship Series, is by pitching Skubal twice in the first 4 games of this series. You don't go back to Cleveland. Don't go back to Cleveland.
I don't hate that at all, but did you not forget what happened game 1 of already the wild card series? Tariq Skubal comes back, everyone comes out, he's cramping. I feel like he's so much energy this guy's had to use this whole entire season, and you're gonna push him until he runs out of gas. If I believe,
Yes.
I just don't know if that's the smartest way to go about it, because I believe in this first bullpen day if we have to do it like we did in Houston game 2. I do think I like your motive of getting the lead early in this series. I think that's going to be imperative, but I still believe the chaos that this bullpen brings, as AJ Hinch likes to call it, you're going to see a lot of chaos. I still believe you can get a win in Cleveland game 1. You get Skubal, full Skubal,
But then you might only see him once in the series. Then you might only see Skubal once in the series. And if you get booted in the ALDS with Skubal only pitching one game, you're gonna regret that for the rest of your life.
So in your case scenario, you're losing 2 at home.
It's possible if you're throwing back-to-back bullpen games.
No, it wouldn't be back-to-back. You're going bullpen game 1, Tariq Skubal game 2.
And then 3 and 4, bullpen.
Days. Yeah, but a well-rested, healthy bullpen.
Yeah, but it's still 2 bullpen games in a row where if you lose those games, Skubal's gone.
Who was the Rangers ace last year?
They had a bunch of injuries, but pretty much Nathan Eovaldi.
Did they start him in the first?
I don't know.
I don't know why you'd remember that. I was kind of
I
look
just
back. I know I'm doing a lot of injuries.
I need to guarantee Skubal at least 2 starts in this game or in this series. And in doing that, if you win the series, he gets a full week of rest until the ALCS.
They went bullpen their first ALDS. Yeah.
I just don't know if that's the way that this team's going to go. If it's your guess right now, obviously they haven't been announced, and we love to hide who's going to be the opener, starter.
My guess is they would do a bullpen day, but I'm not here to tell you. I'm here to tell you what I want, what I would do.
Would you be pissed?
This is the decision. No, I'm not pissed. Hell no. They've been making the right decision all year. I wouldn't be pissed at all. But what I would do is make sure your ace, the Cy Young winner in the American League, the Triple Crown winner, gets 2 starts in this series. And if you wait until game 2, he might not get 2 starts.
Was Montgomery their ace for Rangers?
He was a horse for him.
Yeah, I think they did bullpen day. Looks like bullpen day the first day, second game.
Rangers did last season?
Yeah. Against the Orioles.
Okay, so obviously, if it comes down to the bullpen day, how do you feel about going Herter first, big lefty, try to get those top guys out, and then going to a guy like Olsen for hopefully 2 innings the rest of the way?
I think it is. The opener, then Olsen takes out 6 innings.
Not 6 innings.
I wouldn't do that.
6 batters, I mean.
If you're going bullpen day to start it, you go full bullpen day, and you do what AJ Hinch does, where this guy gets 1 inning and a third, this guy gets an inning and 2/3, because, like you said, then you got Skubal the next day, so you don't got to worry about the bullpen then. So you exhaust those arms and you play matchups and you bring guys in. If you're going bullpen day game 1, I want to see six pitchers in that effort, because that's what he does and that's how he takes care of business. I would not want to see Reese Olson in there in game 1.
Well, you're going to.
We'll see. If they go bullpen day, they should mix and match, because then game 2 you got Skubal.